granddaddy had a speech impediment, but when he started the church, he said it is the appointed time. So the appointed time is here for this meeting of the City Council in order. Would you please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance? Our God, we thank you again for the opportunity we have to serve our community, and we ask that the wisdom of many heads would prevail tonight. Let us consider everything. We've got lots of things that our town needs. We've got lots of things that we need to bring into order, bring into compliance, and we just ask for wisdom to do this. We ask for wisdom to help us to balance our budgets and to execute our ordinances and do all the things that it's our charge to do. And we need your help, and we acknowledge that tonight. We ask that you'll let every deliberation tonight be with good intentions, and let us consider every opinion that's presented tonight. And all these things we ask that you would get yourself the glory in it. Amen.
Amen. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, you have your books and have had a chance to, if everyone's had a chance to look over your books, the minutes, etc., and the agenda, we would, Chair would accept a motion that we adopt the agenda and pass the consent agenda. And we need to acknowledge that the consent agenda does include the $500 employee insurance cap for new hires, and beginning in the new budget year, that would apply to everyone, but we need to do that. This is what we discussed in our budget workshop. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second, any discussion on the motion? How do you vote, Mr. Parker?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Yes.
Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Okay. Our public hearing is just on the agenda to take place at this point. We don't have to wait till like 5:15 or some, we didn't designate a time, okay? At this time, we would recess our regular meeting and we will open our public hearing. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to address ordinance number 23-03, which is repealing section ordinance 15-001, section 5, dealing with the registration and license of animals? Now, we've read these at the first two hearings, or when we decided in that hearing, so we just have to read it by title, or do we have to read it at all?
You tell me, it's under ordinances.
In the abundance of caution, let me read it by title. An ordinance repealing town of Wausau ordinance 15-001, section 5, dealing with the registration and license of the animals, and any other ordinance which requires registration of animals by the town of Wausau. This doesn't change the rest of the ordinance. They still have to be kept under control, on a leash, or behind a fence, etc., but we don't have to do the registration. Anyone in the audience like to address this? Anyone on the council like to address it? We'll close the public hearing and reopen our meeting. Okay. And while we're there, nobody said under the clerks, okay. Under the agenda ordinance, Adam Smith hasn't made it yet. Leo Corona, that's you,
Yes.
Leo, please.
How you doing?
Come and address the council.
I think I moved here a couple years ago, so when I first got here, y'all had, kids, stuff for the kids. And I have kids, and I know soccer's coming up, I guess in the beginning of next year for the school year. And I know a lot of the parents were upset that it didn't happen this past time that went by. And kind of want to open that back up if we can. If we can get just a couple of sponsors, I think it'd be very minimal money that's going to go into it. I talked to the athletic director at Chipley, and they're going to donate some balls to us. That way, equipment-wise, it's not going to be brutal or anything like that. It's going to be nice and low, and I don't think we should charge a registration fee for the kids either. I think this is a small enough town that it should be okay to do so. That's really it. I know I know when y'all lost the director, they kind of went down from there, no more sports, basically. And it's not even just soccer, I'll do whatever, you know, if they have sports to do, I'll do it, just for the kids. So.
Okay, I think Mr. Corona is saying to us that he'd like to see us have, some recreational activities for the town again, for our children in particular. And he'd like to do anything he could to help us make that happen. Do you have, can I call you Leo?
Yeah, you're fine.
Do you have any specifics, where do we start? If it's all right to answer that question from the council, where do we start?
First things first is we'll have to see how many kids we can get to play. Because I know when I first started, it was very minimal because they didn't have kids come from Vernon and stuff like that. Now last year, a lot of the kids wanted to come play over here in Wausau. Because they liked what we were doing over here that first year I came here. And I think if we start with that, see how many we get, and then we can see what we need from there.
I think most of us agree that, to Steve's credit, he built a pretty good program here a couple of years ago, 3 years ago. When the bottom fell out, it fell out, and I think things went on that we, at the council level, were not aware of. And Steve indicated that some of the things he was not aware of, those rosters and some things like that. So then what does our relationship become? We do not have that position in our budget this year for a recreation director.
I'm fine with that. That does not bother me. I just want to have the kids to play some type of sports here. You know, it's a hassle for me to drive all the way down to Chipley just to take my kids to do practice twice a week and then come back over here and Friday, Saturday games. It's a little, I understand when we have the games like that, we have to go to Chipley, but at least we get to practice here. Yeah. And it's a lot better for the parents.
Where do you live? Do you live here?
Yeah, I live off of Mud Hill.
Off of Mud Hill?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Was it
Charlie?
Cooter's place, Charlie's place?
Yes, sir.
Charlie Wright.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you think you'll have enough kids for soccer
I think if we put it out there, we should.
advertising?
Yeah, and that was the thing. When I first got here, the only reason why I seen it is I drove by the road and it's right there by the Possum Palace, you know, they had a sign there. I think if we put it out there a lot bigger, Facebook, whatever it needs to be, I'm pretty sure we can get quite a bit of kids out here.
Well, I sure miss the sports and that, you know, it gave me something to do, and I don't like watching television, so I'd rather go to a ball game than watch television, so it was good for me. I mean, I'm speaking for one person, but, it was good for me. I like to see activities like that in the town of Wausau, myself, you know.
There's something about watching them little fellas play
They
this
sure
shit,
are.
all the better.
Yeah, my stepdad told me, because he was born and raised here, and he told me it was always something going on here in Wausau sports
It
wise.
used to, yeah, it sure did.
And I would like to see that happen again.
When John and I were younger and we played, after our workshop the night, we stood out in front and reminisced that we never thought we'd see the day that even back after we got older, they had men's league softball, women's league softball, and some things like that. People used to take a wash tub full of peas down there, and the ladies would sit around and shell peas while they wash their children and grandchildren. You remember that?
Yeah.
And that really is that's a community function if there's ever been one. So then what does our relationship become with you in this town? Back in those same days, we didn't have a recreation director. That evolved many years ago. We've had one for a long time, but people like John Carter and Ellie Taylor and different ones coached, and John may have been paid some by the school system. They used to have a summer recreation program for the rural schools back in the middle of the last century. And and, everything, so, are you just interested in soccer, or are you interested in expanding?
I'll do whatever, baseball and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not the greatest at everything else, but if we have the parents that are, I'm pretty sure we can get them to coach and stuff like that. I've never played soccer in my life, I can tell you that right now, and I do it for my kids, 'cause that's what they
Right.
want to do. And I'm pretty sure there's parents out there that are the same way.
Are you gonna be the coach?
Yeah, I'll be the coach, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think we could probably get someone to sponsor the team where it wouldn't cost the town anything. If y'all want to do it, he wants to try soccer.
Mm-hmm.
I told him I would work with him to try to get somebody to sponsor the team. To the town, because I, explained to him we didn't have the right budget right now.
Yeah. So are we on some kind of, timeline to get something started, or are you
Well-
trying to get into a league or
Well, the league
organized
thing-
play now, or?
The league thing is, that's gonna be way too hard, and it's gonna be, that costs money. Recreational, that's what you wanna stay with. And I'm in contact with the director in Shipley, so he was trying to explain to me that he wanted to do it earlier in the year, that way it was baseball, soccer, and football. That way everything's, because usually soccer and football kind of run in together, but he wanted to do it early, which I'm perfectly fine with that. So if I stay with him, and that's where we would have to go play, would be in Shipley, which is perfectly fine. I wish we could have a game or two over here, that way more of the parents can come, or grandparents, it's either out here instead of going over there to Chipley and having games like that.
But if it's successful, we can look for one to be played here in the future.
Oh, yeah, I think first year we played, we got third place. And man, kids were so happy, because the year before that, I guess it wasn't so great, but man, they were so happy, and I think we would have kept going, I think we would have had that chance soon to have games over here.
And you have the contact with the parents that you need to make this happen.
Some of them I do, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm always at games at Chipley a lot, so I see the parents there, and they always tell me, oh, how come you didn't do it? I'm like, I don't know, I got to the very last minute, they weren't doing it anymore. So, a lot of parents come up to me and tell me, hey, we should do it, you should do it. I was like, I'll coach, I really don't care, I will.
The next 7 or 8 months leading up to this election cycle, a wonderful time to fundraise, and I'm sure that you could put together any amount of donations necessary to kick that up. What kind of money are you talking about to be?
Honestly, I think it's like bare minimum. It's not gonna be much, because we're gonna get help from Chipley.
Are you saying $1,000 or $2,000?
Maybe $1,000, $2,000, the most. It's not gonna be much. I think most of it's just giving the kids jerseys. That first year I was here, they gave them t-shirts, and then we're over there in Chipley, and we watched them, they had their nice little jerseys. I wish they would've got jerseys. And I would've paid for them. It would've been, I would love to, they get to take that home with them, and they will remember that jersey forever.
Yeah, it will, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And advertising is not going to cost us anything extra.
I hate to point it out, but we were never involved in the recreation department before, and I kept suggesting that we be sent that information, but the effectiveness that we wield is pretty amazing, and yet it was never taken advantage of. So yes, we'd be on board.
Yeah. I think that probably without saying so many words that we have paid for lots more services than we've gotten, but it is our own fault. We haven't asked for some things, so that will change.
Upside is that we can make this happen or help to make it happen.
Yeah, so advertising is not going to cost us anything, some advertising isn't going to cost us anything. We got the board, we got the Facebook and web page and things like that, that's already,
And obviously, you're not gonna compete with Chipley, but you have Vernon, and I had a lot of parents tell me they wanted to come over here.
that's good.
Vernon,
From Vernon. Mhm.
is that right?
Mhm.
That's where ours went to when that effort,
Yeah. Well, that's good news.
Well, what kind of equipment do you need besides jerseys?
That was just be soccer balls, and I think they already have the goalposts out there already, if I'm not mistaken. Other than,
We've probably got some stuff down there
I don't know.
in that building.
in that barn.
Yeah, I think we do.
Yeah. I know they even had spare cleats for the kids that didn't have any. So I know there's some still in there.
Okay, so tonight, what would you like for the council to do, and how quickly can you get started and give us an interim report of where we are?
Give me a month and I'll have everything where we need to be, how much it's gonna be
By our next meeting?
by our next meeting.
By our next meeting.
Yeah. I'll try to get everything, numbers and everything, but it's really gonna depend on how many kids we get out here. Because if we get a lot of kids, then obviously it's gonna be a little bit more.
How much is it gonna cost to join that league in Chipley?
It shouldn't be anything, to be honest. It should be just us going with them, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and I'll talk to him about that also, but I'm pretty sure it's not gonna cost us anything.
Mr. Park, you have any questions or comments?
I think it's a good idea for us to try to get something started again.
Mhm.
Ms. Carter?
I agree.
Same, yes.
Suppose we get a motion that, that the council, endorses, Mr. Corona to explore, and report back to us in a month, the details of beginning a recreation, a volunteer recreation department, for Wausau. We won't say soccer or baseball, it may expand,
Mhm.
and as it grows,
And that's what I
we
want.
may in 2 years from now have full contingency or something. Okay, we just say a recreation
Mhm.
program. Is that good with you?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, and Chair would entertain a motion like that, or in your own wording, if someone wants to make a motion in your own wording, we would entertain a motion to go forward.
I make that motion.
Okay, we have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second, any discussion on the motion? How you vote, Mr. Carter?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfson?
Yes.
Mr. Parr?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Okay, and, Ms. Lynn will be our point of contact.
Okay.
You, I don't care if you have my number, and I'm sure they don't, maybe, but, this is gonna be your best point of contact,
Okay.
she and Marcy.
Okay, thank you.
Okay?
Mhm.
Okay, good. Well, thank you for stopping by, thank you for your interest.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay, and you don't have to leave.
I have to go get my.
You do have to, yeah, okay.
All right, thank y'all so much.
Okay. Okay, and Mr. Smith is not yet here. We do have one that signed up. And I'm gonna reach over that. Heather Burton. Ms. Burton, please come and address the council.
How are y'all doing tonight?
Well, thank you.
Well, I'm gonna give y'all cards, you can pass them around. That's my business. I'm the dog groomer, local in Wausau, right off of 4th Avenue.
Okay.
But while I'm here tonight, can I sit or do I need to stand? Should I stand?
Yes,
Yeah, you stand.
I feel like I'm in trouble. My wife's starting a food truck. She's the chef at Skins and Bubba's and has been since we moved back home in 2020. And she's gonna be doing both. So we have limited days for the food truck. We went through Washington County and got licensed and set up with them and I got our permission approval and all that and are setting up a couple days this coming up week up there. But I wanted us to kind of be close to home and maybe start up something here in Wausau with the food truck. I know we're gonna have a lot of construction going on, unfortunately, for a while. So, you know, there's gonna be a lot of construction people and people come through for lunch and whatnot. So I didn't know if y'all had any ideas of land or no landowners that a food truck can park at. I tried to call the church, I left a voicemail, nobody answered, nobody was there when I went by, so, I'm waiting to hear back from them.
okay. This church or the Discovery?
This one.
This one right here, okay. I don't know that they have an office staff, they're pastors, they're in transition, they don't have a pastor there currently, but if you left a message, somebody will get it, I'm sure. And then Discover Church, I don't know if they have anybody, they got that big park lot, I don't know if they got anybody, staff or anything like that or not. Brother Bill?
No.
I don't know.
The
But-
gas station said they're a no-go because they won't let them have a competitor basically with what they sell inside.
Yeah.
But she mentioned maybe talking to the post office, so I drove through there and looked. There is a couple areas that a food truck could be, if they would even allow that. I don't know if that's more of a government thing or if that's something that they can sign off on.
Next door at Old Mojo, next door to them is paid, next door to Tom's, that paid parking out front. That's, I know that may be going to be sold, or as more work is done on the estate there, that may not be there always.
Does Tommy still own that? I can get you in touch with the owner of that property.
Unless he sold it in the last.
I'm unaware of that.
Yeah, I'm not aware to do.
Yes,
They were cleaning out the old warehouse a week or so ago. I saw some activity out there behind that. But
Yeah,
that paved
yeah.
parking out there, so it has to have vendors at different times, just, they,
Just,
so tell, Tim, I'd like, tell me about your business, tell me about your food truck situation.
Food truck situation. I have a mock menu. Would you like to see it?
What?
A mock menu. She kind of
Yeah,
made
sure,
one up
sure.
real quick. But she does a little bit of everything, so there's no telling what she's gonna do that day. It's always good food though.
Are you going to be setting up on a regular schedule, or are you going to be hit and miss?
Well, for now, our first day is going to be Sunday, and we're parking at Skins and Bubba's because, you know, they're closed on Sundays now, and, so they're gonna let us park there. And then on Tuesday, I used to work for Panhandle Veterinary Service. They're gonna let us park there, so we got a couple in town to try out and see how that goes. But I just wanted to keep, you know, our options open and branch out. There's gonna be more added to that. That was just something done quickly. Do you wanna see your license or anything?
No, that's your health department.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
I don't need to see, yeah. Anybody have a question from Ms. Burton?
What days would you be in Wausau?
Well, if we wanted to do construction crew, it would need to be a weekday. Obviously, we want to do any events that we have, like the Possum Festival and stuff. Unfortunately, it's too close to be able to go on to the one this weekend. But, what was the question again?
What days
Days.
in Wausau?
We don't have a day picked, honestly. I haven't even gone that far. I just kind of want to introduce the idea and see if y'all have any ideas of landowners, because I know we have to have that on file, to be able to go forward with it. It wasn't, nothing set in stone yet. Because she's still running the kitchen at Skins and Bubba's, so, you
I
know.
saw where Vernon had a food truck day a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Multiple vendors were there. Was you part of that?
Mm-mm.
It kind of, I thought kind of made it look like it had a little carnival atmosphere. There was the funnel cakes and the hot dogs and the sausage and the specialty things. There were several trucks there. And it was a day in Vernon, and it was targeted, there's not so much construction on there, but targeted at the community.
Yeah,
Had
of
the community
course.
come out.
Yeah, when you have
I'm
like
thinking if,
multiple food trucks, they do that in bigger cities too, where like, you know, they all set up and then people come out and they have picnic tables everywhere and you can try all different kinds of food and stuff, you know?
I'm thinking if we're gonna have a lot of construction in town, and it looks like we're going to, and if that got to be a success, it might be a daily thing for a long time. It may not be just a day or a couple of days, and I think once you establish a presence, the more likely you're going to be to have a recurring clientele. If you're gonna be here on Tuesday one week and Thursday the next week, and Friday to next week or something like that, those guys are gonna keep on bringing their lunch or going to caters.
Yeah,
But they
yeah,
know
but
you
we
want
know
to
to be here a
be,
set day.
they know you want to be here and
Okay,
be here every day or something like that.
okay.
I'm sure we're gonna have to ask the attorney on this, but, anybody got a question yet, or want to interrupt, go to Mr. Gordon? Let me ask the council then.
Or any questions about my business too is fine.
I'm sorry?
I said, or any questions about my business too, it's
Yeah,
fine,
okay,
since I get it,
okay.
it's my card, it's not hers.
I'm wondering what the attorney would say about us allowing it to park on this vacant spot, or this vacant spot, or,
Here in front of this old house.
or, I hesitate a little bit about the fire department, because you never know when they're going to have to come in and take off, but, any place that the city may have, I wonder, if, could we do that, because that's a private enterprise, but we do,
They need the business.
so, maybe it is a business, yeah.
I noticed they had this, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. I noticed they had this for sale right down here, the old cafe right down here. It's sold, yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, it's sold, I don't know who bought it or nothing.
The little old Happy Store,
Yeah.
I know it by the Happy Store, I know that was a long time ago, but that's, you're talking about that building?
Yes.
I was curious about it too.
It's sold, but I don't know who to now. Oh, I know they have a sold sign right down here.
Yeah.
The old cafe.
You're looking for a donated space, you're not looking to lease something, are you?
I mean, that's up in the air, because generally, I mean, we would prefer to get off our feet, it be donated, obviously. But it's not, we understand that sometimes you have to do business to do business.
See, that's where I think it would be more favorable to us, because then it enters into a relationship. You know, we leased a place out here that, was it AT&T or somebody, and we leased some space on the water tower, I believe, or we intended to. If we do something like that, there are precedences for businesses and being here, and put them on our properties at $25 a week or something, that'd be $1,200, $1,500 a year.
Oh, down at Rogers Park.
Rogers Square,
Mm-hmm.
very good, very good.
That'd be a good place.
Yeah, that comes to
You'd
my
have a lot,
mind. I
you'd
didn't
have a lot of
see that.
room there.
Yeah,
And they got a shelter there.
yeah, the park all out there in the ball.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good parking. When do you want to start in Wausau? How quickly do we need to get something back to you?
Month. We're just getting on our feet, and our first day is gonna be Sunday. We know we got Sundays and Tuesdays for a month cleared.
Okay,
So, you know, whenever, I'm not moving, I'm not planning on going nowhere, so. And this is gonna be a lifelong business for us, so.
is it acceptable to the council if we let Lynn talk to our attorney about the proposal? Or see if there's any downfalls or liabilities or anything like that with, if you do it on private property, we don't regulate that. I guess we need to let you know that up front. If you find a piece of private property, we don't have anything that regulates that. Health department or somebody else does that. If you want to use a piece of city property, we do need to, I think we need to check it out, let the attorney tell us if we're on
Okay.
firm ground or not.
Now, is it the same process? Do I have to go through the same process with y'all that I did with Chipley, with the application and stuff? Or with, say, the church said I could park there and they gave me the paper of release, do I take that to Chipley or bring that to y'all? With it being, is it different because it's county?
Let me play lay attorney and you Mr. Carter can create it. I think if you do it on private property, you don't have to do anything with us.
Okay.
That's my opinion tonight. We don't have a business license. Now Chipley has, their own planning and zoning department. They have their own sets of ordinances and all like that, and they do have business licenses, things like that.
Okay.
They probably even have addressed by ordinance or resolution food trucks. I don't know that, but they probably have or soon will. But I'm thinking in Wausau, if you find a piece of private property that lets you sit there, that's between you and they.
Okay.
If you need water, if you need some other things like that, you can come back here and pay for a meter and some things like that if you set up like that. But if you're going to be self-contained and you find somebody that lets you sit up there, do y'all remember anything that we have that no other business in town does that, no other stationary business? We don't have a business license, never have. So,
I think if it would be good for y'all and good for us in the long run and do a lease type of thing, then that's the way to go, because we would be supporting Wausau.
yeah, I do think the place that Mr. Carter's talking about is down at the other end of town, it's right next to the recreation area, across the road from the white church at the other end. We all know a lot there. If you use that, I do think we have to have some kind of agreement, because of the liability to the cities and some things like that. We need to sign some kind of an agreement with you on that, and our attorney would fix that. But let us, you'll do that first of next week. Sometime in the next couple of weeks, stop back by the office and talk. Is this all right with everybody? I'm not assuming that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Just stop back by in the next week or 10 days and
Okay.
see if she's heard back from the attorney yet. And, I don't have any objection to a food truck being here. Anybody have an objection?
No, I just don't know how you go about doing it the right way.
That's the thing, we got to do it
You
the
gotta do it
right
the
way.
right way.
We got to do it the right way. Okay?
All right, sounds like a plan.
Thank you for coming and good luck with
Thank
your,
you.
good luck with your business.
Thank you very much. If anybody needs some puppies room, y'all know where to find me. I'll be in touch with you.
You don't do cats, do you?
Do I do take cats?
Cats.
Cats, I do. Sometimes do cats, yes.
Okay.
I'm trained in cats.
Okay? Thank you.
They're not fun, but they can be done. You just gotta cut the nails first.
Ours is bipolar too.
Yeah, ours is bipolar. She's
Ours is crazy.
Good evening, Sheriff.
Y'all doing good?
Well,
Good.
would you like to address the council?
No, just glad to be
Yes.
here, making my rounds. I've got a couple more stops to make tonight before I ever make it back home.
Well, I want to give you a chance. It may be your last chance. We're moving tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, no one else in the audience and no one on and Mr. Smith has to come, Madam Clerk.
If you want, we'll move the resolution for the Scott project up. John, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, did you want to tell them about the resolution you need?
Stan, say that again, I couldn't hear you.
I said, do you want to tell them about the resolution?
Yeah, I can. So can you read, you just probably need to read it by title.
Yes.
This is for the in-scouts, this is for get the grant, so we turn in this year. We applied last year, and did not get funded, so, met with you guys last, month, and just said resubmit the one that we did last year, it was Second Avenue and Third Avenue. Second Avenue is the whole entire road, Third Avenue, I think, it's on the resolution that you read by title, but I think it's from Jackson Street to 77, I
Right,
think.
right, that's right.
Okay, but, just read that by title, Ms. Lynn, and, just the top part, and let the board vote on it, that way I can submit that to DOT.
Okay.
John, by submitting last year, this is ready to go. We're not going to be delayed on planning or engineering and things like that. This is ready to go, shovel ready, I think they call it, don't they?
No, this is actually not, no, there's nothing on this, this is simply to apply for funding for, you to hire engineers, to design it, nothing has been done on this project. Second Avenue and, Third, nothing has been done.
Okay, so we were, okay, I'm trying to recall, so we were turned down on the application last year, we're starting just like, we're in the same place we were this time last year.
That's correct. So they're
Okay,
trying to get
okay.
funding for the design, inspection, and construction services for Second Avenue and Third Avenue. That's correct.
Okay. Okay, what if we want to change one?
Did you hear him, John?
Oh, no, ma'am, I did not.
He said, what if we want to change one of the streets or the avenues?
We can, the resolution just needs to be read appropriately, and then I need to change it on the title. So if you don't want to do second or don't want to do third, you just need to, obviously state that in the title, and just scratch through it, write it in this lane, and then I can change it on the computer,
Okay.
and you can adopt it that way if there's another. What roads are you thinking, Mr. Mayor?
Well, I don't know, Mr. Park reminded us, and we're checking to see if it's in place, any kind of agreement been reached, but that because of the construction that's going on here, they're using Third Street an awful lot and beating it up, the contractor is, and that they may have been going to pave that one, resurface that one, and do something for us.
But I would make a suggestion that just cross Third Street out, because they probably will. If they beat it up and we complain enough, DOT will fix it. So I would just cross Third Street out and just apply for Second Avenue.
Okay, how much are you familiar with Forest Avenue?
A little bit. I'm not. If I stood here and told you I am,
Yeah.
I would be lying, but I've been down it. I know the road. I couldn't tell you much about it just off the top of my head, but I don't mind driving and looking at it for sure.
Is a very major, used, street, because of Fun Day and everything else that goes on the park. That really is our only entrance to the Possum Palace Recreation Area and all like that. Everything else terminates out of the fence, the ball fields and things like that.
I got you.
I don't
You can
think,
strike both of those out, just read Forest Street, and as long as it's in the title, as long as she reads it aloud, and we have it, I can make that change. And, just as long as y'all vote on it, approve it, I can make that change and send it to her and get you to sign it, tomorrow or even next week. These aren't due for a month, they're not due till March 15th. I just know this is the last meeting probably before y'all meet again. I think, when is y'all's next meeting next month? Do you recall?
March 21st.
yeah,
Yeah, so that's gonna be a few days late, since they're doing 15. So that's why I wanted to get a resolution in today, even if the wording is not right on the document, she can scratch out whatever road, write in whatever road y'all wish, and then I can change it, or she can change the Word document to match that, and then I can get it signed by you guys tomorrow or again next week. It's not due till the 15th of March, so we have a little time. I just want it to be read aloud, be adopted tonight if you guys want to be.
I'm not suggesting that we take Second Street off, it's bad shape.
I say second and fourth.
If we can't add one, if we take Third off and if we can't add two in the Second and Forest, and I think we need to leave Second on there. We might do Forest our next round or something, but I don't think we want to take Second off, especially with the bridge, that down there and everything else. I think we need to leave Second on, John.
Yeah,
You
I think
agree?
so.
Bill?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, John, how much can we ask for?
For a city job, for a city job, I would think, anywhere in the realm of about $600,000 is probably, a good project, maybe a little bit more.
Okay,
When you get to $1 million, I've seen $1 million projects for cities, but not very often. I've seen a couple.
okay,
And it's not that you can ask for $1 million. I just, sometimes they shoot those down, and if it's in the $700,000 range, I think it has more likelihood to get funding.
okay,
But again, there's no rhyme or reason. I've talked to DOT on several occasions and tried to get a means to their madness when they score these applications. And they have no straight answer for me. They just say, they don't really have a clear answer.
Okay,
So
what-
it's hard to answer that question, but if it's $600,000, $700,000, I think you're good.
okay,
If it's
I think this
a
one-
city's job application, they're gonna throw it out immediately. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. I think this is my last question, and then the council may have something, but, you know how long it is from Jackson to Pioneer Road, Second Street? You know how long that is?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Forest Avenue is about the same length. $600,000 won't do two that length, will it?
Can you tell me about how far, like, I can picture it in my head, what's that, probably half a mile?
Between a quarter and a half.
Yeah, $600,000 would cover that for sure.
Two of them? Or,
It may, that $700,000 may not cover second and fourth.
okay,
It
that's
could be,
it.
maybe $750,000 might cover both. It's kind of hard to tell without looking, so I'm going off this without, not really putting my eyes on it, but
Okay,
I don't mind, doing both of those if that's what you wish.
okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
To the council, what do we think? I'd rather make sure we had enough money to do one, than take a shot at
Second Street needs it.
seconds. It is. Bill,
Yes, Second Street.
you ain't questions for the engineer?
Well, if we can do just Second Street, and then apply some funds later when something comes up,
Okay,
I agree with Bill.
you ain't that for the engineer? You
No.
think? You wanna try?
Yeah, no, I agree with that too.
Okay, John, we're talking,
Mr. Mayor,
yes, sir?
what if y'all just adopt the resolution to do second and fourth? Let me do some preliminary engineering, studies on both of those. Let me get together and get some cost estimates for both of those roads.
Uh-huh.
And if I think we can apply for both, I will. If not, we'll just do second. Even if it's in the resolution, I don't think that'll be a problem.
Yes,
We just want to apply for fourth.
And all around the table, heads are nodding.
Yeah, I don't mind. I kind of know that. I don't have it in front of me. I don't remember what second is, but I already had it done from last year.
Okay,
So I'm gonna take that one quick and let me just go look at fourth and see.
that sounds
I
good.
mean, if it's $1.5 million for both, then I'll probably say let's just do second. But if it's not, I'll put in both.
That sounds
It's
good.
not Forest, it's Forest.
And just stretch out the Third Street and write in Forest or Forest Avenue or Road, whatever it is. And just read that aloud and let the city adopt it and, or let the council adopt it and send that to me tomorrow and I'll adjust it in the Word document and get that signed by Mr. Mayor after I take it.
Okay. All right. Is he going to need to talk to us about any other grants, anything else in the rest of this? Okay. John, I'm going to read this while you're on the line, then if you want to drop off, feel free. If you don't have anything else that you need to tell us, okay? A resolution of the board of the town council members of the town of Wausau, Florida, authorizing the mayor or town clerk to apply for FDOT funding through the Municipal Small County Outreach Program, parentheses, M. Scott, for resurfacing Second Avenue and Forest Avenue. Period. We don't have to do the 77, it's going to be, Second Avenue and Forest Avenue. So we're scratching Third Avenue from Jackson to Highway 77. Okay, John, you hear that? Okay. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion to adopt the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? The chair votes yes. Mr. Morrison?
Yes.
Mr. Parr?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Yes.
Okay. It was unanimous, John.
Yes, sir, thank you guys.
And fourth.
Give me a call when you get to the office tomorrow, give me a shout and let me, let's just get together. I can hear most of everything, but
Okay.
I'll make sure I got it all and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
And we spell forest, on the sign there, there's two R's. It's
Okay.
not forest like trees, I was supposed to. Thank you, John. Okay, thank you. Okay.
The next thing is the adoption of ordinance 2023-03, adopting an ordinance repealing ordinance 15001, section 5, dealing with registration and licensing of animals, and we just need a motion.
This is the one we had the public hearing earlier.
Yeah, just had a public hearing on.
Okay. What's the pleasure of the council?
I'll make a
On the
motion.
registration of the dogs.
Yeah, I'll make a motion with adopt this.
We have a motion, is there a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second, any discussion on the motion? Mr. Wolfson?
Yes.
Mr. Carter? Yes. Mr. Carter?
Yes.
Mr. Chair votes yes.
Okay. The third thing is whether or not the council wants to take any action on the insurance coverage options that we went over in the budget meeting. If you want me to take off the properties, if you've had a chance to look at them. And also reduce the named storms deductible from 5% to 10%. And to reduce the value of the Possum Palace and the fire station by $300,000 so we can save on the premium. He said once the council makes a decision, that they will be able to give us hard numbers on how much the premium will come down. We don't have to do anything, we don't have to do it this meeting, but if we know we want to take those buildings off, then the insurance company said they will start working on the change in the premium.
When does the premium, when's the annual renewal of our insurance?
It's quarterly, we're fixing to get the March, so June, February, March. So April, the next payment will come out. And he said the bill will come to us in March.
Okay, so if we want to reduce anything now, we need to do it tonight.
Or we can wait till the third quarter payment, if you don't.
Can we do it it's just kind of floating, we don't have like our insurance always is, it starts on October and ends in September or something like that, it's not an annual.
It's an annual renewal, but he said at the point that we want to take the buildings off and stuff, that we'll go ahead and adjust it, that, for future payments.
Okay, so the annual renewal is actually just annually renewing with that company, it's not necessarily okay.
Right.
We either stay with them or get somebody else.
Right.
Okay,
I think this is a great idea, but let me clarify something I mentioned at the last meeting about gambling. That didn't come out right. When we get on that highway and drive to Panama City, we gambling our lives. But hardcore gambling, like addictions, is a different thing. So our mayor didn't clarify that when I said that. I'm sorry, but that's what I meant, okay?
yeah. I think, but I appreciate you, Chris.
Yeah.
You're saying that this is a gamble, that if we take this down, we just gambling that we won't get hit by a storm.
Well, we're taking a chance,
Taking
we're
a
taking a
chance,
chance,
taking a
that's
chance.
right.
Yeah,
Man,
like getting on the road.
But that building right out there is insured for $269,000, is that correct? ma'am?
230, I believe.
230, okay, I increased it some. But, chances of that building out there getting struck by a hurricane or tornado is very slim. And the insurance company is out there to make all the money they can. I know that because I was in insurance. So, we have to look at the town of Wausau and the money. We need to be fruitful in spending the money. So that's what I meant, so.
Yeah. And the ones you gave us last time and the numbers you have there, these are the approximate numbers they give us, but these are the buildings that you feel like that we could reduce something around this.
Right.
And the ones that are more important ones we need to hold on to.
Right.
Okay. And if we do this, we're looking at somewhere around a $10,000 a year savings.
But now I'm one person, that's just my,
That's a,
my fault.
that's a good opinion, that's good. Okay. What's the pleasure of the council?
I think she probably needs to go ahead and do this.
Okay.
We don't, all these old buildings survived Hurricane Michael for the most part,
What most of our buildings won't survive is going to be either a tornado, an explosion, something catastrophic. We had Opal and we've had Michael, some of the others that were big and went, and we've never lost so much. We're not really inland enough that I feel comfortable living in some of the conditions that we did when we were younger, but I think we're far enough inland that for the most part, I agree with that, Mr. Carter, what you said. Is that a motion?
Yes, that'll be a motion.
we have a motion that we reduce the amount of insurance on the buildings that was given to us by the clerk at our last meeting. And that she be allowed to do this, before our next billing cycle. Is there a second to that motion?
What about the deductibles? Do you want to lower,
Oh,
do you want to increase the
I forgot
deductibles?
what you, tell me what you, oh, the name
On
storm.
the named storms,
From 5% to 10%. So that means on $100, I'm gonna change it from $5 to $10. It ain't like Medicare and Blue Cross is. We don't have somebody pick up, we don't have somebody pick up that deductible, do we?
you know,
Well, how do we feel about the deductible? Do you want that part of your motion is that we increase the deductible?
Where we at now with it?
we're at 5% now. It would go up to 10%. And now this is only on named storms, so these will be storms that are actually they've been named, by the National Weather Service, whoever named storms.
It will stay 5% for any other thing. No,
It stays the same. All the rest of it stays the same. This is only on named
only on
storms.
land storm. So if we got 5% on this building now, and we have a fire or flood or anything else, it stays 5%. If we have a Michael and it's destroyed, it's 10%.
Right,
Only when the destruction is by name storm.
right.
Okay, I understand that.
Yeah, I think we need to.
Okay, so your motion,
That's gonna save us some money.
your motion includes this and increasing the deductible.
Yeah.
Okay, is there a second to the motion?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, any discussion on the motion? Hey, vote, Mr. Carter?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Yes.
The chair votes yes.
Yeah.
Next is just a reminder that we're going to do interviews for the maintenance position on February 27th at 3:45. And then amnesty days for 2024, Marcy has designated those, and I read those to you, March, June, September, and 23rd. Did y'all vote on that the last time, or we just set the dates?
We just said the
Okay.
dates.
So we have.
We did it several years ago where they be like once a quarter.
Okay. So those are the dates for amnesty. We'll get those advertised to the newsletter. And, we had a request from the sheriff's office on the May 31st Family Fun Nights. So Wausau's will be May 31st at the Possum Palace from 5 to 7. And, so I'm working with, Christie to get that set up for May for Wausau. Just information.
Sheriff, you wanna address it? You wanna?
Yeah, it's just, we're just trying to do something for the kids, of all ages. I think we got, gonna cook hot dogs and giveaway and house and bouncy houses and do it. We got several different locations we're gonna do it at. I can't remember, 6 or 7 probably.
Yeah.
And, but in a nutshell, that's it, just trying to, get the word out and invite all the kids in each community to come out.
That sounds good.
Very good.
Thank you.
We congratulate you on that.
Thank you.
The last thing on mine is the Problem Gambling Awareness Month proclamation, and it's under ordinances.
Mike, where you got this tabbed?
I think you.
Quick.
And it's basically, I gave you the letter, the Florida Council on Compulsive Gambling wants us to request a proclamation declaring Problem Gambling Awareness Month in March. And the proclamation is listed there.
If we've all had an opportunity to read that, and because it's not going to have to be advertised, we can vote on it, or we can take the time to read it if you. It's basically opposing, or endorsing the, anti-gambling to people that are addicted to gambling, to be careful and things like that. And how they can get help if they think they have a gambling problem. stand a bit on the front of that and tell us all that.
Mhm.
I think all that's good, you know, if you got a problem, who to locate and contact, that's great. You know.
All this is we, if you have a problem, please get some help.
Yeah.
Be
Right.
careful about your gambling habits or whatever, not like, we're just kind of enforcing good behavior.
Yeah, right.
Pleasure of council,
I'll make a motion, we can go ahead.
motion to adopt the proclamation, we're just making people aware. Okay, so is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second, any discussion on the motion? Hey, Mr. Carter,
Yes.
sure votes yes.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
That's all I have.
the Smith property,
We're still working on that. They closed on the property today. The Smith family had decided they did not want to pay for the survey and pursue it any further. They did close on the property, and the new owners came today and gave them some copies of some documents. They are going to get the legal description themselves that we need,
okay,
and we'll come back.
okay. And does the council know about my conversation with Mr. Carter or that, or our text back and forth? Let me bring you up to that. A legal description does not have to have so many feet and so many feet, and like that. A legal description can say block 1, block 2, certain subdivision. Now in that subdivision recorded, it's got 150 feet by 150 feet, whatever it is, but you don't have to put that on your description. Lot and block does. This was identified as Lot F. Mr. Carter first said that we could call it Lot F and do this. The problem gets to be is that Lot F is in a triangular shape. And one of those lines is going to become our line. So we're gonna need to know how long it is from this corner of the triangle to this corner of the triangle. So our description will fit that. It's called a meets and bounds description. And so that's why we need that. Apparently, I don't know how they closed on that unless they used that lot F, but if they're going to do that, to me, it doesn't matter whether it's the Smith family or the new owners or some other family, so I asked Mr. Carter about that, he says he agrees with that we need that, we still need that description because that line now, they won't come up to our line. So does our line stop here, or does it start out there someplace? We're gonna need to know that, I think. We agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. All right. Okay, Mr. Park, anything for us tonight?
All my questions have been answered.
Ms. Reitenberg did not call in, Mr. Walksonham?
No question.
Ms.
Well,
Carter?
I'm gonna mention something.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is all record, but it's gonna be on our, you know, they was coming through my front of my house this morning, they cut a water line, you know, and, but they fixed it, they said, now we gonna fix it. And we was out of work for, 2/3 of the day, but that was fine, they was just as nice as they could be, they fixed the water line, everything's fine, so
That's good.
I just wanted to mention that.
That's good.
They did good, great.
Did John get those plans for them back over here? He's gonna get us those plans back, so if there is any water line issues or anything like that, those original plans, when he was here last month, he said he was gonna get that.
I haven't got anything from him, no. I've got the original plans, I've got the new, drawings. We've been able to find and do everything we've needed.
So anything now that is done though, is the responsibility of the contractor, as I
Right.
understand, okay?
Right.
Okay. Ms. Carter, you think?
I'm good.
Okay. $650 for Easter eggs, we just talked about a $2,000 expenditure last, at our budget meeting and things like that. I like the Easter thing, actually part of the fire department kind of initiated that many years ago.
That's something China would help us with,
Well,
like give a donation.
it may be even something that we could say to them, they can spend it out of their fundraising money. We don't have to be accountable for that if we govern it because, or they may approach the, development club, who I think has an interest in maybe even doing that, if the fire department didn't want to continue, the development club might even want to do that, but they certainly probably would make a contribution toward it.
Yeah.
I think, just talking offhand, I think the development club would be a better thing for them to address. Or we, the council, I think the development club has a lot more members, but that's just my thinking, okay? I'm just talking out loud, so.
I'm all for Easter parade, Easter egg roll or hunt or something like that, but the next thing on it says truck repairs.
The transmission's gone out
And
of the trucks.
I'm being so carnal now, so fleshly now, I'm not being spiritual. I like Easter, I'm glad that they want to do that, but managing the budget here, and this is not going to be a Easter religious kind of a thing, it's going to be, that money that's going to go to those Easter eggs might go for that very next thing they're going to ask us for to fix that truck.
Mhm.
And I see on here that he wanted to have, apply for a grant to, did y'all get a text from Adam, or was that from you?
No, I got one.
You got one?
I didn't.
Wants to apply for a grant, to get a brush truck. In my opinion, if there's a grant out there to get one truck,
Mhm.
go for it.
Yeah.
And, we just cut our insurance here, on our buildings and things like that. We just cut our insurance on our employees. Some where the spending does have to end. I hope that don't make us to be Scrooges or whatever the Easter bad guy is, but
Or couldn't, they get donations from other people, like the development club?
I suspect the development club would just about sponsor the whole thing.
It's not that expensive.
Well,
And do we know if they went to the development club?
I
Do
don't
you
know.
know when?
We've asked a couple of times about sponsoring or taking it over, but they didn't want us to. But I'm sure I could get a club to donate some money towards it.
Well, the development club is, to me, is outstanding. I'm just saying, the development club has got a lot of members now, and they got some good workers and all that. I don't know about the council, I don't know about it, but I think the development club is a very important part of Wausau, I sure do, and,
It's a great
Yeah.
service club, community-oriented
Yeah.
club. I wouldn't compare it to say Qantas or some other thing like that because of the affiliations, but
yeah,
it's a great for a town like
it's for
us.
us, yeah.
And really, just wants to really get down to the bone here. When we get the permit for the parade, that's really all of our responsibility. The town's not doing the parade, the town doesn't do the 4th of July, but the parade, or the Sunday and all like that. The Development Club does that. All we do is get the permit because you have to have a governmental entity to sign for the permit to close the roads.
And our pastor, which is Lynn's pastor too, he come to me 2 or 3 years ago and asked me, could they do anything for Wausau? And, they may can, I don't know. But,
I'd love to meet with him.
I don't know, I think the development club is a better agency to work through than the town council. They just 5 of us and they probably 20 development club, they never write in. So I don't know I wouldn't know what to tell him what we need help in Wausau doing. I don't know. Maybe somebody else could tell him what they need to help doing, but I think you better be very careful in some of that.
Can we do this? Can we ask Lynn to direct him to the development club? And in doing so, you can tell him that I'll be glad to make a personal contribution, but I don't know that.
We don't have the money.
Now, if they use their own fundraising money, as I recall, when I said that, they come through our book, so it can be audited and have a trail for them like that. I don't know that we govern so much what they can do with their own money, if they fly fish and things like that, if they would use that money.
Well, you know, you have to, you know, we are different than a church, and so to speak, you know, we can't mix religion or Christianity or any what you wanna call it with the town council, cause it breaks all the ordinances, that we are under. We don't like being under that, but if you're gonna abide by the ordinances, you know, you sort of have to. Or they can pull your charter and all that stuff, and they will, you know, so you don't mix that to me, you just don't mix it.
Okay, for your records, do you need us to make some motions?
I don't think so. I think I can work. We can.
Yeah.
You can just take it, I think you have the authority to negotiate that with them or tell them or something like that.
And there's some.
Now, if they will appeal that, then they can come to the council. But they was on the agenda tonight and didn't show up.
Right. Don't waste management help a lot when it comes to the kids?
All the time.
Yeah,
They would be a good person to ask
would.
donations.
They would.
Because
What
they don't,
are you talking about, Jim?
Waste management.
waste
Well,
management,
yeah.
garbage,
Yeah.
they help every year.
Yeah.
So that would be a good source for them to.
and some of those.
And you could do that for
Yeah, some of those and some of these vendors were some of the ideas I had for that recreation for the Leo. I
Mhm.
said, there's about 5 vendors out here, you're making a lot of money on this road. I'll go to some of them and ask them to sponsor the soccer uniforms.
Yeah, yeah.
If the council wants to do it, I'll go ask them. I mean, I don't mind.
If I adjourn this time, we can be adjourned on.
Yeah.